Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Moonbase 2. We're in pre-show at the moment, because that's what we do. I see Rodimus Power Toy Collector. Hello. He says, hi, greetings from Germany. Hello, Germany.
Hey, dude.
We got Big D here today. We're going to be talking about Transformers Dark of the Moon Part 2. We got Simon Tang. Hello, Simon Tang. Welcome in pre-show. You're looking forward to well, we're not finishing it today. We've still got, like, another part. I decided to split it up. Otherwise, I thought we'd have too much.
That's sensible. Yeah.
You know?
This gives us some nice bite-sized bits we can digest suitably.
Reasonably bite-sized. Bite-sized in comparison to Fluff and Hammer stuff.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't know. I don't even know why I said here's the thing.
My problem is because I never do anything scripted, so it's always just whatever filters through my brain.
And then there's Gruff, the nightmare that is Gruff. Yeah,
we're like one of those things that just magnifies the signals back on each other. Because we're terrible because we both have really stupid ideas and we both kind of have a worse of encouragement for the other.
It's been a while since you and he have done like what do you call it, the Sunday midday musings?
The deeper dives.
Yeah, the deeper dives. It's been a bit, right?
Yeah,
feels like it.
We did a bit. We got a bit of a backlog in the system because it's ready for summer holes because he has
a child.
Yes. But I imagine that should probably pick up again in the next few weeks.
Yes. Summer's coming to an end. Gruff will be free once again soon.
Yes. I know myself and Mr. White should be doing another Fluff and Busters, I think, this week because he's off.
Oh, nice.
We're going to try and do Aliens.
I hear it's a pretty good film. It's all right, you know?
Yeah, just a little art house movie.
You know, let me say the worst thing about Aliens, right? The worst thing about Aliens is it kept going.
Well, see, you said, but I kind of really like the director's cut with the extra 20 minutes.
No. What I mean is we got Aliens 3, Aliens Resurrection, we got Aliens Romulus, we got Prometheus, we got Aliens Covenant.
Yeah,
that's what I meant. I like the director's cut. It's fine. I'm not sure if it's super necessary, but I don't mind more of it. But man, the other movies.
I mean, Romulus is probably. I'd argue it might be. All right, 3 has its issues. That's why it came out of things poorly. But it is on its own merits. It does work. It's just not great in the broader Aliens franchise.
I just think it's kind of a retreading of the first movie in a lot of ways and how the film's paced, so it feels really redundant. Yeah,
I mean, the fun of Alien 3 is more seeing what this different batch of people will do. Because one of the joys for me of the Alien property, because I do quite enjoy the various comic books that Dark Horse and now Marvel have put out.
Yeah, those were interesting. At least the Dark Horse ones back in the day.
Yeah, mainly because the writers they always try and come up with if it's a fresh angle of who they're thrown into the situation. So it's like, I'm quite enjoying that. Yeah, but
Superman.
I mean, Alien Avengers is a hell of a read.
That's the new one, right?
It's Jonathan Hickman being let off. I say let off the reins, not like Marvel have done much to restrain him before now, to be fair.
No, true.
Given he blew up the entire multiverse as his midway act. But no, that was genuinely quite good, I thought. But I've been enjoying Alien Earth. It's an interesting little show. Where it fits in, what it does to the broader Alien mythos is kind of interesting. The fact that it shows you some more than just the xenomorph.
How far through are you?
I'm up to date, so I think that's episode 4.
Okay,
was last week. So we're about halfway. We're at the midpoint, more or less.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I've not really got any. I'm done with Alien. I'm done with Terminator. I'm done with all those things. I've seen too much dog shit. I'm just like, I like RoboCop. We don't need any more RoboCops. We don't need any more of that. It's over.
You know what? I understand it completely. I get it. I do. I you know me. I'm.
You're kind. You're very kind to things.
Yes. I'm willing to give things my time, even if not my money. So
I've been hurt too much. I'm bitter and salty and hateful. I don't have time for that bullshit anymore. No. But we should probably talk about some Transformers. We probably should about some stuff at the end. I will mention at the end of the show my thoughts on Studio Series Bone Crusher as well, since I've got him and fiddled with him.
Okay, that's cool. I had that... The crossover, was it Iola's Prime, the Monster Hunter one, come through this week?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, we can talk about that at the end. So, let's play some music.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decade Andy. We are here for part 2 of the talk on the toys of Dark of the Moon with Big D. Hey, Big D.
Hey, dude.
Are you prepared for the second side of the moon, the darker side?
Yeah, this could be interesting.
Yeah. We've split in, well, I've split it into 3 parts. So next time with Big D will be the third and final part. There was enough, I thought, just to justify splitting it. I was like, it's probably okay. It's probably fine. It means we don't need to rush if we have to. And it means we can cover all the repaints as well, which, there's usually 1 or 2 repaints as we go. Yeah, but we got some okay ones, some figures here that I've never touched. And we're going to be starting off with Reverb, who's another one of those Humans Alliance guys. So I think he came later in the wave because it's one that I didn't pick up. Have you had... Yeah. I don't think you've had any of these, have you, Big D? You didn't have any of the Human Alliance,
but I've got to admit, this one, the others I at least remember seeing, this one, I don't remember seeing anywhere, but it looks kind of fun. I mean...
He's very, 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 very red.
Yes.
A little too red.
That's fair. I can see where Rescue Bots may have got an inspiration for one of their characters.
Oh, yeah, I see it. What's his name? The fire engine dude.
There's a lot of... No, I was thinking Twitch from... Did I say Rescue Robots? No, what I meant the show from a year or 2 ago with the Maltos.
Oh, Earthspark.
That was it, yeah.
Who do you think he looks like from Earthspark?
There's a bit of Twitch in there.
The bike dude.
The one who's a drone.
Oh, the drone.
There's a little bit, but there's a bit of Heatwave in there as well.
See, I thought you were going for Heatwave because of the hat. Well, he's red, obviously, and it looks like he's almost got a little hat on top of his robot head. I thought that's what you're going for.
I was thinking more for red and the yellow, because Twitch has a lot of those in her design.
Okay. But, I don't really see the Twitch stuff myself, but an interesting little theory there.
It was more how the wheels split and form those rotor blades from like a hovercraft.
Yes, because this doesn't turn into a motorbike; it turns into a death trap, is what I would call it.
Yeah,
it's something someone made in their back garden, going, "I like my motorbike, but I wish it could fly." So what if we put some big fan blades on it? That'll make it fly, right? And it's like, well, yeah. I guess it could.
And then I'll put a missile launcher in front of my face.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bold plan, Cotton. We'll see how it pans out. Yeah. The weird thing is there's one of the thrusts on the back for turning left and right, I presume. But there's only one side of the bike that has a thrust thing to lift it up off the ground. So I don't think it would work. I think it would like flip it over onto its side, right?
Oh, I was misreading what the attack mode was.
Oh, you're looking at the attack mode. Yeah,
that's even weird. I thought it was just the underside of its underside. No, that's god. This is what were they thinking when they designed this? Because
yeah, I don't know exactly. Maybe the rotor blade at the back can go to the front, because I'm assuming they're probably on the like 3mm clips, maybe, and then for some reason just put the rocket launcher back, or the missile launcher back there. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Maybe. Because yeah, I don't quite understand. I mean, again, this we've seen before with TFU that TFU sometimes mistransform their transformers and put pictures of them up. Maybe that's the case here.
I hope it is, because otherwise this would make even the dreadnoughts take a second moment to go, hang on.
That's why I described it as a death trap, because like I said, it would just flip itself over and explode like as soon as it starts. This is a vehicle you designed in accident on like Breath of the Wild, and were like, this will work. And it's like, nope, doesn't work. It just explodes. Oddly enough, no recolors of this guy. It does come with Sergeant Detour version 2, which is a recolor of, what's his name? Because I had this guy. Was available with reverb yet. It says it's a new mold and it was never used, but I'm pretty sure I had this one. I'm pretty sure we talked about this one because I recognize the head.
I think so. Yeah, it's got the look of one of the other guys, definitely.
Yeah, like one of the first ones we talked about in part 1. But maybe the body's different, or the legs, and that justifies it being not a reuse?
Maybe. It's actually not a bad color scheme for this Sergeant Detour dude. That kind of that very dark black, almost
blue kind of, right?
Just on the hint of blue.
Yeah.
With bright orange actually kind of works.
Yeah, with Blood Angel 2nd edition red or orange. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It works quite well. Because he's got more black on him, I think he works in color scheme wise better than Reverb. A little bit, I think.
I can see that. Reverb's a little overpowering with all the red.
Yeah, just it needs a little bit more color here and there on him. Suffers a few bits, like on his forearms. The part facing forwards towards you is where his hands go, so there's just a giant hole in his forearm, which is a bit of a shame. Doesn't seem to have any feet. They're just the bottom of the seat of the bike. So I don't know how much heel spur he actually has, because we only get the front view of him. But he looks like it's reasonably posable, I would say, ball joints and whatnot.
I think his heel spur is basically where the back wheel splits. So that's not a bad heel spur, but it depends if it's secure, otherwise it's going to spin, which is not ideal.
Yeah, like how big is that back wheel as well? How far backwards does it go?
I thought so. It's one of the better looking robots overall.
I do like the head design, or the face design, I should say.
Yeah, I mean the translucent does give him a jaunty little pork pie hat kind of look, which is fun.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the design choice there was. Like, is it an energy hat? Does he project an energy hat on top of his head? Is it a physical hat? I don't know. I have no idea. But like you say, it's an interesting look. I'll give him that. Like, okay. I kind of think he maybe should have came with more than just the 3mm clip missile launcher. It feels like he needed like one more or a different weapon to go along with it.
Yeah, that's so often the case with these 3mm weapons. It's always a case of it just needed a little bit more.
Yeah,
you never got enough, did you?
And then you have the attack mode. And the only way I could describe the attack mode is a comical fan using a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Is that not the thing that knocked out Nicolas Cage at the start of Face Off?
Oh, could be. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's a weird choice as well, isn't it?
it's a big, I guess, wind producer, and it's like, okay, I'm not sure how good that is against robots weighing very huge amounts of weight, I would presume. Also using the missile launcher as a stand, and I guess unless there's something behind it, having all of your weight on that friction clip, that 3mm clip.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that works. There has to be something that helps stand it up behind it, right? That we're just not seeing in the photo. There has to be.
You'd hope so.
Because there's no way that 3mm clip is holding up that entire robot. There's no way.
It's also a bit odd because almost all of the other attack modes had a way in which the human partner could interact, and this one doesn't.
I guess he could sit on the top and face the wrong way around because they've got the handlebars of the motorbike part at the top, so maybe he awkwardly sits the wrong way round on there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You'd have to ask a question at that point of who in the design team hates you.
Yeah, that's true. It's a weird one. It's there's been some weapon modes or the attack modes that have been a bit on the not the greatest side. I think this is the worst one out of them.
Yeah,
because it doesn't turn into anything that at least I would consider desperately cool looking. It just looks a bit ridiculous. Like, what kid would think this is cool? And again, with the vehicle mode, it's a bit more of a, again, what were they thinking? It feels like that it's not a completely thought out or completed mode. It feels like it's missing something.
Yeah, because if it was just a bike, then
that would make sense.
There's actually, it's got the fundamentals there to be not a bad looking bike, or even a hydro, like a jet ski or something.
Yeah.
They just seem to have not been able to decide what they wanted it to be.
Or maybe just didn't have enough money to give it the extra fan for the other side.
As well, to be fair.
Because I think if it had one more fan on the other side, it would be a weird future bike where you'd probably kill yourself, but it would be kind of cool looking, kind of futuristic-y, kind of G.I. Joey.
Yeah.
But because it's missing that, it feels like, again, unless this is incorrect somehow, and they've mistransformed it, which could be the case, it just doesn't have that finishing touch, I don't think. It's weird. Excel Hedge says, hey guys, finished the Rescue Bots Hasbro. I finished the Rescue Bots Hasbro. We still need Blades and Boulder. That's true. I'm sure they'll come at some point in the future from redo of other characters. And Mr. White is here. Hello, Mr. White. He's a good-looking bot. Love the head. He looks like a grumpy builder, but he doesn't have an arse crack showing, so is he really a builder? I guess that's more plumber, though, isn't it? That's more plumber. He also says, to ride the attack mode, the human would look like a Mechanicus Iron Strider. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
See, if they made it into an Iron Strider attack mode, that could be quite cool, actually. That could be interesting. But this guy was never reused again, but his name was reused for just random bots for other things. But the actual mold was not repainted. That was the one time. Goodbye, Reverb. Love to see you. Now, we talked about, what was his name? The little tank dude from last time, the little white tank. Guzzle. We said that Guzzle was a pretty solid, Legends kind of figure. And another one that came out at the same time was Powerglide. I didn't have Powerglide, but Powerglide he was in the same kind of ballpark as a pretty well done, interesting little Legends figure, and was the first time we had a Powerglide in donkeys years.
Yeah, I think, was this before or after the Universe Ultra Class Powerglide?
I think it was after.
Yeah, but so this was kind of the first time we had a Powerglide that was a bit more in scale of what we expected him to be, but also had more or less the right colors.
Yeah, because he wasn't in the weird American white version.
Nor the eye-bleeding red for the redeco they did for that one.
Yes. Yeah, he was super red.
No, this one has that nice, deep crimson color to him. And I can't lie, I've always had a little bit of a soft spot for this figure.
Have you got it?
I'm trying to remember. I'm sure I must have it somewhere because I kind of tried to find a lot of these guys when I could to fill in the Generations collection.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm remembering to have been just quite fun to mess around with. Because he's got a few of the gimmicks of the original, just updated, given a refresh.
Like what? What do they have?
Well, the basic transformation is not dissimilar to G1 Powerglide. So you can see where his arms are attached to the wings. You can see that his head. I don't think you twisted the head around for this one, but the cockpit still covers it at the front. It's a much nicer take on the A10, a bit more realistic in its design, which I love because I'm a sucker for the A10. And he just has all the guns, which is hilarious for such a little dude to be so heavily armed. It's great.
Yeah, he's a kitted out little warthog, really. He's got all the tools, like, what's it? Is that 4 missiles? No. There are lots of different types of missiles, aren't they? So it's not just like one kind of missile. It's like a few different ones.
So he's got Paveways, Mavericks, Hellfires. I think the Sidewinder.
They're not real. You're just making that up.
I've played enough military simulators. I know what I'm talking about. I played Gunship 2000 back in the day, sir.
I will say one thing about the robot mode is he does have some very weird feet. Like, they're quite long and lanky and thin. But overall, I think the design's pretty solid. The head, again, looks a little bit weird. I think when you have a good close look to it, it's obviously a more movie-styled version of his head. And you can tell it's still Powerglide, but you know what I mean? There's just something that looks almost a little off about it, a little bit strange, I guess. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
But I like how they've kind of built out the chest. I don't know what parts they are of the jet, but I like how they kind of swing up on hinges and then help build out the shoulders and the chest. I think that's kind of a neat way to do it. You know what I mean?
I do. I'm trying to remember now how this went, because it's a relatively clean jet mode for the scale as well. I want to say, okay, you see where down the center line of jet mode, I think that splits and the two halves of the fuselage come to form the shoulder.
Yeah, that's it.
You can see there's a peg sticking out, a tab sticking out the side.
Yeah.
And then the shoulders just fold around on the wings, which is kind of neat, to be fair, especially at the size.
Yeah, it's interesting, that's for sure. Yeah, solid looking little Powerglide, I would say. Not too crazy. His right, okay. His weapons are kind of weird, right? I'm just looking at his armament. So I assumed they were all separate pieces. They're not. The 3 missiles on each side are pegged together in a slightly awkward way, and then can also stack on top of each other, making this weird. They don't show it being wielded, but a weird like missile battery. I don't know, gun thing. It looks really bizarre. Not bad though, just very odd.
And the fact that they are actually quite accurate sculpts as well. So the idea that this is just going to pull up and fire a trio of Mavericks at someone is frankly terrifying, because they're bunker busters.
Hey, if it works, it works. If it goes boom, my dude. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fun, this one.
And apparently got a repaint, which I didn't know of. This was Powerglide in the Ultimate Gift Set. We'll see if it is the Ultimate Gift Set once we see what's there. But the Powerglide has been turned from your standard red to a green. Kind of a, not really military green either. Kind of a sickly disease, slightly kind of green. Yeah,
kind of an acid storm type of green, to be fair.
Yeah, actually,
not
fair.
Not quite that far, but getting in that direction.
It's close enough that I think like people would know what you mean when you say an acid storm-esque green. Like it's close enough to be in that kind of range, I'd say.
I mean, it is an interesting paint job because it is a bit more realistic as to how an A10 would look.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the orange stripe on the wings is interesting. I do like the Autobot Elite Guard logo. That's nice. And I do dig the nose art they've given the jet.
Yes, I always appreciate when they do that, and that is pretty rare. Especially these days, I'd say.
I'm actually surprised if they've not gone for the obvious, because Warthogs normally have the grinning teeth and the eye. Instead, they've just gone for a full reptilian type eye dragon motif instead, which I appreciate that. And I like the color fade on the nose as well.
Do you think there's a reason why they didn't go for the standard look, I guess?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Maybe
there's no legal reasons, right? It's not like it's copyrighted.
Oh God, no. I mean, they'd have to litigate against almost every military on the planet, because almost every armed force at some point has had a pilot decide, I want some bling on my jet. Can I have an angry mouth, please?
No, it's copyrighted. You're not allowed. No.
I do dig that repaint though. I think I do prefer the regular version just because it's clearly Powerglide. If this wasn't named as Powerglide, it might make a fun alternative character.
I think the reason why I'm not 100% on board with this recolor is I think the orange that they've used on the tips of the wings, on the side of the wings, I don't think that works desperately well with the colors or with the green. Also, the fact that the little reptilian fire bit on the side is more just like Powerglide standard red, and it doesn't match the wings being the orangey kind of color.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a weird choice in the end, you know?
Yeah, I do go there again because they were trying to replicate how some aircraft have a much bright, even military aircraft will have a really bright color along the leading edge for safety reasons. I'm not 100% sure it's been successful in this case because, like you say, it's such a different color to what they've used on the nose. I mean, it matches what they've used for the Autobot logo on the engine housing.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I do think if those had been done in the same color as that red they've used on the nose detail, that could have been a bit more interesting.
It'd help pull it together a little bit more, wouldn't it?
Yes, absolutely. As it is, that orange red just it stands out and draws the eye when you really don't want it to.
Yeah, and I think it's either one of two things. Either the orange looks like it needed to be on the wings, needed to be gone over a few more times, or it looks like more glossy than the plastic. Maybe it's just the way that this been photoed here, but it looks just again a little off, a little not quite right.
No, I can see that. Orange is another one of those weird colors that I think this one they haven't used. They could have done with another coat. But often oranges do tend to be a bit more of a gloss color as well when used on toys.
Yeah.
Especially ones like this that are supposed to be handled with moving parts. So
it's the yellow problem, basically. The horrible yellow color. So what came in the Ultimate set? Well, it came with the Ultimate set Bumblebee, the Ultimate set Sideswipe, and the Ultimate set Crowbar. And this was a Walmart exclusive. So each of those were a Cyberverse little Bumblebee in his black color scheme. Fine. Another Legend scale Cyberverse Sideswipe without the top on, because that's the new version. And Crowbar being, again, another Legend scale figure who looks kind of rough, actually. He's got the weird monkey arm look to him. So arguably the Powerglide was the most substantial figure in that set. Weird to have like so many Cyberverse figures and then just like a standard Legends, effectively.
I mean, Powerglide was what they class as a Cyberverse commander.
Is that what they were doing at that stage?
Yeah, so you had Cyberverse, which was the more basic ones, like all four of these. And then you had the Cyberverse commanders who had just more bits, more complicated transformations.
Because in my mind, I remember like Prime did it, but I thought the Cyberverse commanders were still not desperately intricate, if you know what I mean, to that Legend scale.
It could vary from case to case, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah. Prime, I think, had 2 iterations. So there was this one, and there was a Commander version, if I remember.
Right.
And the Commander was better than this, but it's still on the same sort of gradient, so not 100%. But yeah. Sideswipe looks fun, though. And Crowbar, as much as he's got a rough robot mode, he's got a sweet vehicle mode.
Well, that's to be fair. With
nice.
With the Cyberverse figures, they usually aim for at least a vehicle mode looking good, and usually that's a little bit at the expense of the robot mode, to be fair.
Yeah.
Mr. White says they missed a trick with Crowbar, an alternative real-life mode as a bottle opener. Cruel but fair. Cruel but fair.
Yeah.
So let's move on to... I think you said you had the records, didn't you, Big D?
Yes, I still have them on top of my DVD collection.
So then you should have the next boy, which is Roadbuster, famous for his appearance in the movie. Assuming he was there.
Yeah,
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, he was there and then disappeared and then turned up again and disappeared again because continuing to be something Michael Bay has no understanding of.
Was he there as much as like Sideswipe was in the previous movie, Revenge of the Fallen? You know, he's got the one scene and then vanishes from the movie at that point on. Or is he a bit more in the background a few more times?
I mean, the wreckers all show up when Sam goes to, I think, Cape Canaveral and meets up with Epps and sees what they're doing with the Autobots ship. And then they show up at the start of the battle in Chicago.
Okay.
But then they disappear from what I can remember for the rest of the film.
Of course.
I mean, when you would need a team of heavily armed NASCARs, and the worst bit, all right, here's the thing. Roadbuster is actually not a bad toy on its own merits. It's a really nice alt mode, which is really nice and accurate. The robot is actually quite fun to handle. The missile pods are goofy, but they're a neat trick. I do quite like how they work. And his gun...
Oh, he's got the one that Thundercracker comes with. It's the chainsaw gun.
Yeah, has all the usual mech tech issues we bitch about on a regular basis. However, my one gripe, and I don't understand why they did this, he's the only wrecker who's not looking like a reject from a Mad Max movie. Because all the others, all right, I say all the others, the other two have all of their appearances in the film. And to be fair, Roadbuster's the same. He appears in the film covered in extraneous gubbins, to make him look like something that Max Rotowski would be driving through the Badlands. But he's the only one who, in the deluxe size class, isn't screen accurate in that way.
What's he missing then?
There's, I think it's a roll cage reinforcement. There's armor over the windshield for windows. Body armor in general. We'll see it when we get to the rest of the records, for example, of how they look. Funnily enough, he did get a version with all that stuff on, but it was in the Human Alliance scale.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it didn't scale with the others. I mean, it scaled with Leadfoot because he was only available initially in Human Alliance scale.
That's right. Yeah.
It took us like a decade to get him in deluxe class.
Yeah, it took ages. That little fat boy.
Yeah, for reasons. I still don't have him, to be honest, because I just don't care anymore. But yeah, it's an interesting one, is Roadbuster.
But you would say overall he's a good figure?
I would say so. I mean, he stands real nice. He poses like a champ. He's got a bit of back kibble that extends down. You can see where it extends down past his ass.
Oh, what is that? Is that just like the hood of the car or something?
Yeah, it's just a bit of the back of the car. Nothing too it's nothing major. It doesn't really impede anything. He's got decent armor ability. The rocket pods are actually kind of fun. How once you get them out, you do need to have a mess around, but they're on a slightly rubbery plastic, so they don't feel like they're going to snap if they get in the way.
Right.
But yeah, he's perfectly fine. If you want a movie version of Roadbuster, this is a decent mold. Like I say, the only real gripe is that it's a nice figure, but for some reason it's not screen accurate in the way that the others are.
Yeah, he's just missing a load of stuff.
Yeah.
I get you. That's kind of a bummer if that's the case. Oh, that seems to be the case.
A little bit.
I guess, is it... Well, I was going to say, do you think it's because he's a deluxe, but you mentioned that the other ones still had it even though they were deluxes as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, they've got the Human Alliance Roadbuster in the gallery, and you can kind of see how he looks there with the extra bits that they missed off. So, not massively different. It's basically stuff.
Oh my god. Wow, that Human Alliance figure. There's so much shit on him. It's crazy. It's almost like a mess. Like, he looks like a completely different figure. Like, when you look at the robot mode. Like, he looks too wide.
The colors are not great on this one, I feel. I prefer how the Deluxe is a bit more toned down. It's a bit more muted. The green is a bit more Dark Angels green than Stegodon green.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can see where he's got basically a engine shoved out of the top of the bonnet, minigun out the front of the car, bars across the windscreen, big old supercharged rocket motor. Yeah, but there's a lot more going on with this one than the other. And this is even with this being in its attack mode, hilariously. But yeah, it was... The Dark of the Moon line was so weird, though, man.
There's some good figures in there, though. Thankfully,
there were. Just they then did things like this, which infuriated collectors.
Yeah. So
or anyone who wanted an accurate collection, to be fair. So
this figure was redone into the Track Battle Roadbuster, which was
my eyes.
What it was. This was a figure for Walmart, so an exclusive one. So it is the same figure with the same issues that Big D had, but they just changed the sponsorship to Amp Energy Drink, or Amp Energy Juice. Not energy drink, it's an energy juice, meaning he's gone from a greenish color to bright orange and gray, which I'm not a huge fan of gray with it. I think we saw like gray and orange work better earlier with Thunderhead, if you remember that. The Human Alliance figure, and I think it's because the orange wasn't quite so bright; it was a little bit darker, so it helped blend in with the gray. I do like the creamy white though. That kind of gels. I will say though, I think I might prefer the way this one's head looks just because the brighter colors help the detail pop a bit more. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they did a similar thing with Topspin. They reuse a lot of the classic record names for these guys, apart from Leadfoot. He's new, but I think was it Topspin or Twin Twist? Basically, they did a similar redeco for him, which I've just used as the other one of the twins. To be fair, so I'll have Topspin and Twin Twist. Both decos are fine, and honestly, if I had this one, I'd have probably found a way to mentally fit it into the collection, give it a different name.
Sure.
But it's got, like I said, it's got all the same strengths and weaknesses of the regular release. I think it's probably a bit cleaner in the application, though.
Like in what sense?
The deco just looks a bit nicer in how it's gone on.
It definitely grabs your attention a lot better, I think.
And I suspect that and I do suspect part of the reason this is not kitted out is that because all the records were based on actual NASCARs, which was a thing. Don't know why. NASCAR escapes everyone who's not born in the United States.
Well, it's a very specific part of the United States, from what I hear.
Yeah. I imagine that they probably got told they had to have at least one toy that actually looked like the the car instead of like it was in auditioning for Mad Max.
Yeah, the war version. You might be right. Simon said lively advertising. Yeah, I can see that. And Excel Hedge says the annoying thing about the Wreckers, I remember no set size deluxe, Voyager, Human Alliance had all 3 weaponizers or as normal NASCARs. So I think he's Excel Hedge is just saying they're all over the place. There's no consistency between all 3. Would you have preferred a Big D if all of them had been without the roll cages and the crazy stuff, so they were consistent? Would you have preferred that? Or are you more happy that at least 2 of them had more?
I'd have settled for one or the other, to be honest. Either go all accurate or all
kind of streamed down. You mean?
Yeah.
You just like you're like Excel Hedge. You'd prefer the consistency.
You know what it would have been? What I could have been behind. They do the kitted out ones as for main deluxe releases, but then you have a gift set of all 3 of them. Just invest standard without any of the extra bits.
Look at Big D selling out as a company shill, man. He's trying to squeeze you, the fans, for money. That would piss people off, man. What do you mean I gotta buy them again? A gift set? Just to get them the way they look in the movie? You could work at Hasbro with a mindset like that, Big D.
For all 3 in one go? You've not got one that's been released in another iteration somewhere, or you could just.
That would annoy the fans so much. I guarantee it.
I know there's no pleasing some people, is there?
Well, no, I mean, people would have said, "Why didn't you just release them like this the first time round?" If that was a timeline we went down, you would say that.
Yeah,
you would definitely say that, because I would.
Yeah. Equally, if you knew that there was a version where you could just go, drop your money and buy all 3 of them in one hit, not have to worry about chasing one of them down or whatever, or finding them not being right scale. If you just had all 3 in a single box, if you wanted fair weapon ones, they're already out there. If you want ones that are just plain, you can buy the gift set. And that's you done.
You know what we call that? We call that the Studio Series Insecticon set. That's coming up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the price has been announced for that, but for 3 deluxes, that's going to probably be like leader price point, right? It's going to be more than Voyager, unless they do like a special price point for it. Maybe.
I mean, honestly, if it was leader price point for 3 deluxes, that'd actually be cheaper than they should be, to be honest.
Oh, you think they might have a special price for them then?
Yeah, I mean, deluxes are what, 25 quid a pop?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so 75.
Yeah, if they're under 60, I'll be impressed.
Ooh, could you imagine if they bump up to Commander price point? They did it for 1 deluxe and 1 Voyager.
Yeah.
For the Constructicons, and I'd argue that that's way too high for those 2, but you've got no choice but to buy if you want Devastator. Axel Hedge says, when Studio Series movie Wreckers, have they not done them yet? I guess they haven't.
Did it not? Was Leadfoot not in Studio Series? I
don't know. Like,
I'm sure that's how they got a wider release for him, because he was such a pain in the ass.
I just don't keep up to date with any of the movie stuff. My brain just holds nothing for like the live action movies. I'll see like Studio Series are releasing, and then it says live action movie, and I go, okay, in the trash bin straight away. I'll talk about it on the show and then instantly forget about it.
Yeah, into the recycle bin it goes.
I should not be anyone that like supplies safety. Like, I would not be a good Homer Simpson, nuclear safety management. I just forget about things.
You think Homer is?
He's all right. He stopped the planet exploding a few times. He's also caused it to happen a few times in the horror Halloween specials. So
yes.
But the episode I'm thinking of is where he was killed by Ned. So that's technically not his fault. Because he was shot. You can't be expected to not have a plant blow up if you're dead. That's not fair.
But he was shot by Flanders.
Yes.
What do you have to have done to get Ned to shoot you?
Well, do you remember that episode? It's because Ned saw the future and how people died, and he thought Homer was going to destroy the town, but it was because he shot Homer that the town was destroyed. Not a bad episode. It's one of the later ones, but it wasn't. Well, I say later ones, but this was before Marge sounded like a 90-year-old smoker rather than the 50-year-old smoker she sounded like most of the time. Mr. White says, advertising executive Big D. We shall exploit this for the Fluffinbusters. Oh.
Wish I could get paid as exec money. That'd be lovely.
Oh yes, you need to wear your Wayland. I mean, it won't help anybody. But when you do the aliens episode on the Fluffinbusters, you need to both wear your Wayland Yutani outfits. I think Mr. White would make a really good Burke.
A bit harsh.
Not.
You meant the character.
The character, yeah. I think he could work as Burke. I think he's got a good like if I was to replace him with Mr. White with a character in that movie, I think he'd play a very good Burke. I could believe him as a like executive kind of dude. I'd choose you as Ripley, of course. Big D as Ripley or Newt. I could be Newt. They come out at night mostly.
I'll be more likely to be Gorman or Hudson, to be honest.
We could get Gruff as Vasquez. That'd be interesting. XL Hedge says, let's be real, the Wreckers as a gift set would be a Target exclusive for obvious reasons. Yes.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I can see it. And Mr. White says, I have Paul Reiser, and is that the guy's name who played Burke?
Yep.
I remember him from what was the sitcom with him and Helen Hunt?
Mr.
White knows. He probably knows if you don't.
I can't remember, but I do remember I read an interview with him where it's something where he made his name, and most of his career he's played funny guys in sitcoms.
Yeah.
Dads. But to almost everyone, he's most well known for playing Carter Burke.
I mean, it's a hell of a movie.
It is. He wrote a really good What If with What If Burke Survived, which is it's actually a really funny read. It's far better than there's any right to be, and it actually fits within the movies as we perceive it.
Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. He's the reason he's to blame for Alien 3.
See, that'd be fairly interesting, to be honest. I remember him mostly from Aliens. I remember him from him and Helen Hunt sitcom show, whatever that was called. I remember it. And I remember him primarily as Axel Foley's Detroit friend from the first Beverly Hills Cop movie.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I think I've seen him in other stuff, but those are the three big things I remember him in mostly. I think he was in The Boys as well, like season 2 or something, as a very old man. I was like, oh my God, it's that guy. Oh, it was Mad About You. Thank you, Mr. White. Yes, it was Mr. White. I haven't seen My Two Dads. That Mad About You was the one I was thinking of. Thank you. There we go. Have you heard of those, Big D?
I have.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen any of them, but I do know that they were all quite well-regarded sitcoms.
Sitcoms, as they were back in the day. Next up, we have Autobot Ratchet. This is Ratchet the first time being a deluxe figure. And I'm going to assume, not having this figure, but having the Starscream mold, that this is maybe the better figure compared to his Voyager. Have you had this guy?
I do. And 100%.
So what makes him better than the Voyager?
I mean, let's see. He has hands.
Sort of. More so hands than he has ever had.
Better than you think, looking at it. He has fairly decent articulation despite how he looks. Fairness.
Has he got double elbow joint technically? Because it looks like he's got a joint at the top of the bicep, and then it looks like there's another joint at the bottom of the bicep, but that might just be like detailing. I can't really tell. Do you see the bit I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think he does actually. Yeah, because of how the transformation works. He's got that joint just below the shoulder and then just above the forearm.
So it's sort of double elbow joint, but I'm not sure how good it is looking at the way that the upside down door is on the side of his shoulder and just how his shoulder looks. So he can probably get more than a standard 90, but less than you probably think. It wasn't,
I mean, honestly, if you've ever handled his original toy or...
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Automorph gimmick? We didn't talk about it, but do you remember the Automorph gimmick that figure had? What was it, Big D?
Oh, I remember it was a pain in the ass.
No, it wasn't a pain in the ass. It was completely superfluous. You unfolded the legs, and these tiny bits on the side of the big green shins poked out very slightly. Very slightly poked out.
Yeah. Jesus. Such stupid transformation.
It did absolutely nothing. Not really, anyway. Not to the overall look of the figure. This doesn't have that, so that's a good thing. He does have a silly weapon.
And it works quite nicely, to be fair. I mean, I actually looking at this, I remembered I actually had the Specialist Ratchet repaint, not the mainline version.
Oh, okay.
Or not the main release. Can't remember why that was, but it still does everything that the main one does. Just has a slightly weird weapon still. I mean, the weapon's still weird because it's mech tech and
it's a chainsaw, isn't it? I'm assuming.
I believe so, and then the Specialist just has one of the twins' weapon instead, which is.
Oh God, the Specialist one looks weird. Mainly because of the face.
Yeah, it was odd to say the least, but it's a decent take on Ratchet. And if you wanted a Ratchet in your movie collection, this is probably one for better. Well, until they did Studio Series, which I think is from what I understand, is a much better toy overall than anything that Ratchet's had before for the movie line. But this was, for the longest time, kind of the best you could get. And I want to say when they did because Age of Extinction, they killed him, didn't they?
Yes.
I'm sure I've got another deluxe of this with a slightly different loadout.
You might have had a toy for Age of Extinction, maybe. I guess we'll find out when we get there. So do you want me to ruin this figure for you in two ways?
Go on.
Okay, so on his groin, why does he have the dice number 3 4 times on his groin?
Bit of a personal question, right?
Do you see it, though?
Sadly, I do. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so also, just look a little bit further up. You see that black bar thing?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the 2 round bits?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see just below that you have 2 white bits that look like a mustache and a mouth? Or just a big mouth with a big lip and a small lip?
Why you like this, Andy?
Because I see things. I see things all the time. I mean, if you wanted to, you could look up to the big bull bar chest and look at the black bit as the mouth if you wanted to as well. So the chest bit would be the eyes, but like with glasses over them.
It just doesn't get better, does it? You can even look at the wheels as being big eyes and then the grill as being, the bull bars being a mouth.
Yeah, so. Definitely. Mr. White says, it's true, chronic ab face. I'm sorry, Ratchet, you've been diagnosed with chronic ab face. It's terminal.
I want a Transformers comic where someone's diagnosed with that. Someone that would be.
You could make that into like a techno disease, right? Where the disease actually manifests and starts talking, a la Red Dwarf. You know, in Red Dwarf when he gets the retrovirus, you could have it talk to him like that. That'd be fun. Yeah.
Or like Parasite.
Parasite. Oh, the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a second, I thought you meant the DC villain. I was like, what?
Yeah. So instead of like So just like a part of the chest suddenly starts develops its own personality and it talks on its own.
Yeah, exactly. That could work too. The vehicle mode for this red version, I don't like how much flat grey plastic's on it. I'd say that it's a bit of a bummer. And it's I'm slightly confused why it has the random bit of gold right on the top of it as well, on the bull bar bits. That's a bit weird.
Yeah. Oh,
you see the bit?
I think it's something they do on the real ones because it's supposed to help reflect the light.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's real and it's meant to be there, fair enough.
You see the light strip on top? It's to
help reflect it back.
Or to give the light more distance.
Right.
That's what it's supposed to be for.
Okay.
I'm sure there's something about that. I mean, to be fair, the biggest issue this guy has is that for white
it's rough.
Could have done could have done with another layer all across, sadly.
Yeah, it's really thin. It's kind of sloppily applied to the actual face as well. If you have a look at the close-up of the face, it's pretty rough. His eyebrows are pretty messed up, and again, like the white stripe on the door looks a little bit more pinky than maybe it should. You know,
sadly, yes.
That's the problem when you use a red plastic, which is really bright and vibrant, and then you don't have a good solid coverage of white.
Yeah.
Mr.
Actually, because it is actually a really nice red plastic they've gone for.
Yeah, it's good.
And even when they on the car mode, it's more obviously done. So they had to paint some red across black. The red they've used isn't bad. It's a little.
You can tell a little bit, but it's not egregious. A little bit. It's not like yellow most of the time.
Yeah, we've seen way worse reds applied in this. I mean, honestly, the biggest knock is that you can see the rim where it's black, but that's somewhere the red would have just been prone to wear away anyway. So I get why they wouldn't have bothered.
Yeah,
but
Excel Hedge says like Gurren Lagann Gunman Megs. Yeah, exactly like them. Yeah. Nah, I haven't watched Gurren Lagann in a long time. Long time.
Well, that could be fun. A Transformers times Gurren Lagann crossover.
Well, the team that did it have enough Transformer references in a lot of that stuff, so why not, right? Next up, we have Megatron. Now, I remember this figure not being very well liked. And to be fair, it doesn't look very good. I think a new version of this figure came out at some point and looked way better, right? I'm sure people were very happy when Studio Series did a proper version of this guy, right?
Yeah, because there were a couple of things. One, he didn't have the shotgun.
No.
That didn't come until Age of Extinction Prime, hilariously.
Yeah, for some reason.
But it did have compatibility with this Megatron.
Oh, okay.
Although the gun is designed to fit into a 5mm port for Prime, the molded stock has connection points that will clip into Megatron's hand.
Oh, interesting.
So if you were invested long enough, you could actually replicate how he actually looked. But sadly, otherwise, I mean, there's two things really have been. One, his cape is hard plastic.
Yeah.
Which it massively hinders what he can do in robot mode.
I can't remember. Is it any kind of pliable, or is it just like solid hard plastic? It's probably, because it's so like long ago, it's probably just hard plastic, right?
I think so, yeah. It may have had a connection point between the hood and the cape side bits, so you could get a little movement out of it. So I think it could actually fold up to attach to the alt mode, but it was a bit of an inelegant solution, to be fair. It's understandable because things like that are always really hard to do, especially for a Transformer.
Yeah, the only way you can do them well is with material, and then even with material, you need to use like wires really to get it to sit correctly. Otherwise, it just doesn't have the weight to kind of flop around a figure like it should.
Yeah, and then you've got the fact that his MechTech weapon is integral to the alt mode.
Yeah.
Which sucks because it's actually not a great MechTech weapon at all.
Oh, I'm shocked.
I mean, props that they at least maybe have to give him the classic version of the shoulder cannon, which no Megs had really had up to this point.
Be nice if they showed you what it looked like unfolded, but yes, it was at least even though it wasn't in the movie, at least they attempted it.
Yeah, and I mean, on its own merits, I do remember that this could at least, without the cape, it's decently posable, far more than you'd expect. For main issues of one scale, it's Voyager, so he's actually smaller than you'd want him to be.
Yeah.
The alt mode's fine, but again, because you have to have the mech tech weapon incorporated, it if you take it off, it looks messy.
Why does it have giant wheels on the side of it?
That I don't get. That I've never understood.
Like, I get having spare tires for a truck. That makes sense. But I don't think any sane person sticks 2 giant wheels on the side of an oil tanker. On the tanker.
I mean, they might have been intended to be spares, which I think, especially given his vibe where he was disguised in somewhere in Africa, that a long distance hauler would have to have spare tires on them because you can have someone come out and
not
do
on
it
the
for
side
you.
of the actual tanker.
The problem is on vehicles, there actually aren't that many places you can put them. So
no,
the tank itself actually would make sense, to be fair.
I don't think it does. I think you could have just left it off and no one would have been like, hang on, he doesn't have any spare tires.
Yeah.
I think it's just a weird choice. It looks really bizarre. You can put the cloak as well on the back of the oil tanker mode, which is fair enough. You know what would have been fun? If you could have replaced the entire tanker, the oil tanker part, with like a T-Rex. Because I remember seeing a couple of times where they've moved like movie props of T-Rexes before, and they've just kind of covered the head. I think that could have been quite silly, quite fun. So I'd say like bad things about this figure. Proportionally, he looks really lithe and lanky in robot mode. Also, fucking ugly color scheme. His color scheme is Hasbro unpainted gray, very light gray plastic, and then this dirty concrete gray, brown, greenish color. It's not pretty.
Once again, they're kind of working with the constraints of what the film's given them, and that is having to incorporate the alt mode, which kind of dictates what colors they can give the robot mode.
I'm pretty sure he was the same color in robot mode and vehicle mode, though, in the movie. So I don't see why you couldn't. I think if you did him in a sort of silver color, that still might have looked a little bit better. At least it would have pulled them together a little bit more.
I mean, I'm generally surprised he didn't get a quotation mark premium redeco at some point.
Yeah, the other ones had. Maybe there was just no. Well, I don't think this line had any kind of premium deco version for any of them. So maybe they kind of went, oh well, the last ones didn't sell, so why bother?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
fair. And
again, it makes the oil tanker truck kind of ugly as well. Not very interesting to look at. Axel Hedge says spare tires can be anywhere: behind the cab, under the tank, hanging from the side or the rear. All right, can they? I don't think I've ever seen them hanging on the side of the tanker.
Well, it's not something you'd see as much in this country because you can just call a tire repair service and they'll load a van up with 4 tires and bring them out. But anyway, you've got to travel long distance, and they're a bit more essential to.
You mean long distance in the middle of nowhere kind of deal?
Yeah.
Rather than like UK to France, because that's a long distance.
Yes.
But you're in relative civilization until you hit France, then you're in France. You know,
yes,
it's as civilized as France can be, I suppose. But yeah, this Megatron, I think is pretty ugly. I don't think it looks very good. I don't remember hearing anything great about it when it came out originally either. And like I said, I think people were mainly happy when the Studio Series figure came out eventually at the end of the day. You know?
Yeah, that's my understanding as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because this version of Megs was probably the more interesting version of from the first 3 films.
I'll make a statement. I think out of the Michael Bay movies, this might be his best design. Not his best toy, but I think it might be his best design.
I could see that. I mean, I think I prefer his design in film 5.
You mean the weird one with the horns?
Mainly because he doesn't look anything like his previous incarnations in the movies, which is great. But I think this one this one tells a better story. This design because it's it's the first version movie Megatron to have an Earth alt mode.
Yeah.
And for a novelty, it's a Megatron turns into a truck, which I think this might have been one of the first to do that I can remember. Please correct me if I'm wrong, chat, please.
Yeah, I can't think of any other Megatrons in general that turn into trucks, to be honest.
But I mean, I'm genuinely surprised they didn't try to do more with that, with making him much more of, because that puts him in Prime much more of an equal footing, because they're even the same type of lorry, more or less. So, yeah, it's an odd one, Matt.
Strange. And like you said, never got redone. This was the one and only one-shot figure. It didn't even come with brains. No brains for him. Little weird dude who, again, vanished from the movie fairly quickly. But we don't worry about that.
Yeah, shame, because who wouldn't want a weird little dude just poking around at Megatron's head?
Was his name? What was it? Was his name Brains or was it Igor or something like that? Igor.
Brains was the one who partnered up with Wheelie to annoy Sam.
Ugh.
That was those two. Because Brains had the weird strands sticking out of his head, I think.
That's right. Yeah, he had the weird hair.
Megatron had the dude who woke him up in film 2, the crazy scientist
the doctor
microscope.
Dude. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
We got a message. My first ever Megatron. I actually bought him in France on a holiday. Oh. Okay.
Fair dues.
Yeah, well, I hope you still have it. Hopefully you still have it and still love him as you did back then. Yeah. Next up, we have the Voyager Optimus Prime, who looks a little bit strange, but that's because he's got all the gubbins and bullshit on his robot mode and truck mode to, I guess, try and resemble his jet mode, ultimate mode.
I think.
I think these are the jets. I can't even tell. Are these jets or are these guns? On the back of him, I mean.
Not sure. I mean, it looks like they're supposed to be the fuel tanks from the truck mode, just massively oversized and quite literally upgunned.
Yeah.
God, this was a weird figure, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they were trying to go for here, because the chest design looks weird, not like Prime at all. It looks like he has the gorilla arm syndrome. Because it looks like you can't turn the forearms around. He's got big panels on the sides of his forearms as well. So even if you do turn them around, he's still got a lot of kibble there. Just across the board, this figure looks like an approximation of a movie Prime, but not the one from the actual movie. You know, like this would be the version that you'd see in the Titan comics, the more simplistic, strange-looking version of it, I'd say.
I can see that, yeah.
And why does the truck mode have solar panels on it? Or what I assume are solar panels on it?
I'm torn about whether it's supposed to be solar panels or carbon fiber.
Either way, why are they there?
It's a weird look, and it just adds more translucent plastic that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, I'm not sure how intricate it is to the transformation, but
they're all on hinges as well.
Oh yeah, they are. At least the ones on the front of the truck. What about the top? I don't think they're on hinges. I think they're encased in another hard plastic at least. But you're right about the ones on the flat nose part at least.
Because they form up onto his forearms, I think.
Do they? Is that what those parts? Oh, I think that's what those bits are. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, that's not nice.
That's weird. So strange.
It is, and they've still tried to put the flame design on, but it just is buried.
It's weedy. Yeah, there's barely any red on this figure. Barely any red. He's I'd say like 80% blue. So visually, again, like color-wise, he's very movie Optimus Prime-y as well. So what a odd little figure. Doesn't give us any information about this. And it doesn't look like recolors. This was so this was recolored into 2 Street Bot Brawl Optimus Prime which I think we talked about.
Yeah, had that funky magma style deco.
Yeah.
And the axe. This one works just because there's much more paint going on everywhere.
He's a lot more like saturated, at least. So he's brighter blue, at the very least, with a weird lightning design on his boobs. Oh, that's right. He has the muddy top, doesn't he? Oh, yeah, I remember that. I don't remember why he had it, though, but I remember that. And then the other Optimus Prime, the what's this one called? The Fireburst Optimus Prime.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong one.
Oh, okay, yeah. The Fireburst one has the magma design on it, sort of magma design.
Yeah, and the weird kind of axe that is also a gun.
Fuck.
And can't make its mind up.
Fucking mech tech, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Again, this one, like, I think if they try to lean a little bit heavier into the orange and the magma design, that could work. But again, there's still way too much blue on it, you know?
Yeah. This figure's so weird, though. It really is. Fireburst does work better, though, just because there's more paint everywhere. So you got stuff on those tanks, which I think they are supposed to be the Jetfire engines, to be fair.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Really badly implemented.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hadn't realized that he had those gorilla arms, which seems actually no, because I think there might be a swivel on the biceps so you can get the arm.
You can swivel them around, but then you've got all the pieces kind of clanging against each other.
Yeah.
And if the hand isn't on a wrist joint, then it's still a gorilla arm.
Yeah, which is not great.
No, it's bad design.
It's a weird choice, especially for a Prime, Optimus. That this really is, especially at this price. Voyager is kind of like the price point that's in reach of everyone. And as for a Prime, you kind of expect certain things, and this just ain't it.
It's a strange one.
Which is frustrating because they've clearly put a lot of time and thought into the design. But it's just meh.
It feels like the afterthought, like we're going to put all of our effort into the figure we're going to be talking about last today, the Ultimate Optimus Prime with the big wings and stuff. And this feels like we'll make a cheapo one for like young kids and stuff, or like people that can't afford the Ultimate Optimus Prime. Yeah, this will do. It's good enough. That's kind of how it feels. I'm sure it wasn't the case when they made it, but it just doesn't feel like they were hitting it. But then again, the Megatron's not very good either. So I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks when we have to say this because
it's just how it is. You know, if it's bad, it's bad. I know you don't like saying when things are bad, but I'm happy to point out when things are shitty.
Fair.
Like I said, I prefer the other Optimus Prime, the Street Bash bot one, just because it's like more saturated and colorful. I still don't understand why it has the lightning on its boobs. But he's more colorful at least, but it's still just an overall weird looking robot.
Yeah. And using the guns from Laserbeak, which is a choice.
That's weird. Yeah. The cool guns, but again, like, okay, well, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair play. Next up, we have Shockwave, Voyager Shockwave. Excuse me. Who turns into a thing that people call a tank.
Yes.
It's one of these. Yeah, it's about as convincing as a tank mode as the Fallens from the latest Age of the Primes. So, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst tank we've seen a Transformer become.
It's getting there, but it's not the worst. No. It's definitely it's akin to movie 1 Megatron's jet mode. Like, yeah, it's a thing that can fly, is it? Yeah. It's a tank mode, is it? Yeah.
Trust us. Yeah.
Close enough. It does have its cable, which is kind of a bold move. They gave him 2 hands because I guess they didn't want to give him a full just gun arm.
Cowards.
Visually, I think he does look pretty close to how he should from the film, in all fairness.
I would agree on that. Shockwave, they took a while to introduce him to the film series, but when they did kind of make him a bit of an event character. They didn't kind of half-arse it, and this is not a bad take on it.
I think you mean. Do you mean in terms of design?
Design and kind of pitching him as being a bit of a threat, but then they did kind of. He suffered from henchman syndrome in the back half of the film, didn't he?
Yeah, I have no idea what they were doing with him as a thing. Yeah, they kind of build him as a threat with this weird worm thing. I don't really think he ever thought. He just rode his worm for a bit and then he dies.
That's true.
It's just it's a fucking movie. But yeah, the actual toy doesn't look too bad apart from the tank mode. The robot's fine in itself. He has a blade.
Going on, but still.
Oh yeah, you're quite right. Yeah, I didn't even notice. He does have gorilla arms. That is definitely a negative.
But not as bad because at least the cannon spans on the outside of his arm. So
yes.
Bit more tolerable.
Yeah, it's again though. It's a really any excuse for the gorilla arms. Yeah. It's like not really. I do like the head design. They seem to have captured Shockwave's head pretty accurately. And in terms of redos, he got 2. What's this? Fusion Tank Shockwave. Is that the same mold? No, that's a different mold. That's something else. I don't know what that is. There's the Street Bot Brawl Shockwave. I guess similar to the Optimus Prime, the Street Bot Brawl. Is that a 2-pack?
Yeah.
Street Bot Brawl, Optimus Prime, and Street Bot Brawl Bumblebee. Oh, I'm not going to talk about Bumblebee because it's shit. We can talk about the Shockwave. I think we didn't talk about the Shockwave last time this came up because we'd said we'd save it for when we were going to talk about Shockwave, and that would be now. So the...
I was just going to say, I found a picture of his other redeco as well, which is...
What's his other redeco?
Cyber Armor.
Oh, the Cyber Metal Armor. Oh, okay. Can you poop that over to me?
Yep. Should have it now.
Oh, that is neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ballsy to do the pliable cable in translucent plastic.
Yes, that's a choice.
And it's ballsy to have his MechTech weapon on hinge joints. Oh, sorry, hinges. Also translucent plastic. That is ballsy. But in terms of like a color scheme, the nice shiny silver, the kind of metallic-y dark blue is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame about the kind of flat gray. It's not Hasbro gray. It's a little darker than that. But the flat gray is a little dull. I say that's pretty decent. That's not too bad, to be fair.
I'd say so, yeah. It's a nice alternative.
I think it's better than the Street Bot Brawl version, which has this weird, like, lilac fade on parts of the robot mode. And then a bluish chest, and then the head just looks like it's from the original figure, and then it's mostly Hasbro standard gray.
I mean, weirdly, I look at this figure, and most of what I'm getting is Transmetal Optimus Primal.
Why?
Just from the colours more than anything. Just and the statue of the figure, because he's got the same sort of build as...
Oh, okay, you mean the first one. I don't know why my brain went to Optimal Optimus, and I was like, but he's not orange. He's no orange. I was like, what? Big D's gone crazy. He's losing his mind, but no, I see it now. Okay, yes.
I mean, you're not wrong, but not for this reason.
Yeah, he's got the weird feet, which the ape mode for Transmetal 1 Optimus Primal had. He does have the... It's not reflective blue, but he does have the blue chest. And he has lots of grey on him as well. And it's not like the burgundy kind of metallic colour, but the purplish kind of colour. You could, I guess, trick your eyes into kind of seeing that there as well. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's an odd set of colours.
I don't think it works desperately well, though, visually. But does it... I was going to say, does it look more movie accurate? But no, because he was just purple in the movie.
Yeah.
Like a really dark metallic purple, but a purple nonetheless, rather than grey.
I mean, the standard release is, I think, the more screen accurate of 3.
Oh yeah.
But if I had to pick one, I'd probably go for the Cyber Armor, just because it's
interesting.
It's interesting, and it's just so extra.
Yeah.
I love it.
No one's been brave enough to do Energon 6-shot colors on a Shockwave, though, since. No one's been brave enough. Well, no one. Hasbro's not been brave enough to do it again. I like that color scheme. Still
yeah, give us some acid green translucence, Hasbro. Go on.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Well, yeah, like that figure was what color? He was like sandy color, primarily black, orange, and I think he had purple camo on parts of him as well.
Yeah.
He's pretty radical little figure, to be fair. Next up, we have Leader Sentinel Prime. With his weird eyebrows and slightly gormless expression and massive tits.
Yep.
Massive boobs.
Another potentially this could have been a great figure, but just all the electronics spoil it.
Gorilla arms again.
Yeah.
What does he do, like, electronic-wise, do you remember, Big D?
Oh, he has a load of clips of Leonard Nimoy and some, I think, siren effects and a few action sounds. I think it might be a sword ching sound in there.
Is one of them, Optimus, please? And then he gets his old man brains blown out. I was just trying to save our species.
Ah, yes. Optimus Prime, merciless killer of surrendering.
Old age pensioners, yes.
Yes,
he's the hero. Oh God, I'm guessing that this figure had like a slightly moving mouth, right? It looks like
so,
it does. Yeah,
and I think the eyes lit up as well.
That would make sense. Yeah, I'm guessing the little blue sirens on the side of his shoulders as well probably light up as well.
Yeah, because I think he had a functional light bar in the alt mode.
That would make sense. Yeah. Do you remember? Did you have this figure?
I didn't. A friend of mine did, though.
Did you finagle with it enough to get like an idea of how well it transformed and stuff? Because, like I said, a lot of stuff is stored in his boobs. It seems.
Yeah, there's a lot of panel. He's a bit of a shell former.
Ah, really? Okay.
Yeah. So basically, almost all the sides of the alt mode fold up and become his backpack.
Oh, the wings stuff, right?
Yeah. And then everything else is just inside. So not as complex as you'd expect, and let down by a few things like the shield is huge and it's a mech tech piece.
I do remember like toy reviews of seeing the shield and being like, God damn, that's big. Do you think they simplified the transformation for two reasons? One, so they could get the mech tech shield in, and two, because people were like, holy shit, not Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime again, please, for kids. Do you think those were probably the reasons?
A bit of that. I mean, going into it, I certainly didn't expect Sentinel to become the main villain of the piece.
No.
Going into the film. And this was kind of like the big leader release along with Ironhide in that first wave. So,
did he come along with Ironhide? I
think he did, which was ironic.
Yeah, that was ironic.
Yeah, my friend was quite bitter afterwards because Ironhide was her favorite character from the film, and well, yeah.
Well, to be fair, Ironhide doesn't have a great track record in the movies, generally speaking.
He does not. As Alpha Trump put it, he's Ironhide. He dies.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
That's what he do.
Yeah. Sentinel's one of those cases where the Voyager, I think, is the more fun figure to mess with just because he's not compromised by... Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'll throw that up because I didn't notice that.
Yeah, because he wasn't compromised by all the electronics.
He still has a fucking ugly face. Jesus Christ.
I mean, he wasn't really a looker in the film, was he?
No, but this he looks more undead here.
All right, admittedly, that's not a good look for him.
No.
I'll give you that.
No.
But no gorilla arms.
No, yeah, that's definitely a boon.
I mean, the weapon is kind of crap because he doesn't have his blade or his shield.
What does that turn into? Because that doesn't look like anything in quote unquote gun mode.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? It's meant to be a hose, isn't it? That's what it is. It's meant to be the hose and ladder for the fire engine.
I think so, but it's clearly been designed by someone who's never seen a functional fire hose ever.
Yeah, well, is a fire hose not a gun? Just for water?
I mean, even on this, which I think is supposed to be an airport fire truck, it's still like, good God.
Yeah, it's a bit rough. I will say both vehicle modes for both the leader and the deluxe, I think, are quite nice, to be honest. I like that style of.
But my only gripe with two of them is that they have clear translucent for the windshields. If that had just been smoky or even opaque plastic instead, that would do a lot to help.
Yeah, it's completely unnecessary for them to be completely translucent because there's no detail on the inside again.
Yeah, but Sentinel Prime's another one where, if I remember rightly, he had a much better. He's had a Studio Series figure, I'm sure.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I'm almost positive he has.
Which was much nicer and much more successful.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Than either of these.
Yeah. But did you have the Voyager? Again, another boon for the Voyager is you can tell there's not as much like just stuff going on in his boobs. Like they look more like average styled.
I didn't, but I remember when I was looking at. I did have a look at him a few times on the shelves in Toys R Us and thought, oh, that's nice. There were just other figures I wanted more.
He's nice, but just not nice enough to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird that neither of the figures got neither the leader nor the Voyager got any kind of repaints.
Again, that is kind of surprising, to be fair.
Simon Tang says, I was going to get this figure, but the face ruined it for me. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I can get that.
Were they going for like an owl kind of design for the face, do you think, with the weird eyebrows?
Possible. I mean, one day I really want to try and track down some of the folks who did the design work for these films, just to see if they've ever discussed the process they went through. Because, man, some of these designs are all over the place. I mean, Sentinel oddly feels like they were going for a bit of a Rodimus Prime vibe for the head.
Okay.
But a much older take, and it just doesn't really land.
Oh, I kind of see what you mean because of like how the very top of the head has the kind of higher crest, I guess you could say, and then it's slightly lower.
He's got that slight V, a more pronounced V fin than Hot Rod has, but that's still there on all versions of Rodders.
Yeah, it's on the Hot Rod Rodimus design. It's the Ironhide helmet head, that kind of look. Yeah, I could see that. I can see where you're coming from there.
Yeah. I guess really the reason they didn't get repainted is that they realised that after people saw the film, no fucker would want him because he's such a git.
Yeah, I mean, what could you do this guy into, really? Like, colour-wise, yellow, a blue, a green, it's like, nah, it's all right. We're good.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. And the last figure for tonight, we have Ultimate Optimus Prime. Who was a very, very big boy and was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, or a version of him was. This figure was available in 2011. An exclusive version with special packaging was available at San Diego Comic-Con in 2011 and the Hasbro Toy Shop.com, or Hasbro Pulse as it would be called now, in 2011. However, the actual toy remained unchanged, so it's the exact same figure, just with a different box. And this was to replicate Optimus in his full battle mode with his stupid trailer that was full of guns, at least the idea of it. So, do we see images of Prime? Oh yeah, we do see Prime without the jetpack on, and he looks, again, very odd, I would say.
Yeah. The feet is what makes him look most odd. Although, to be fair, he's got massive forearms as well, which is...
Yeah, he's like Popeye. He's got Popeye forearms.
He does, doesn't he? And I never got around to picking this one up, mainly because it always bugged me that it didn't really do either thing well. It didn't give you the Prime itself was not really. It was better than the Voyager, but still wasn't really what I wanted from a.
Yeah, it does Prime. Look like Optimus Prime, at least somewhat.
And I think if I remember, this was a really pricey figure as well.
Oh
this
yeah,
was,
I mean, if you look at him combined, you can tell this is big.
But for most frustrating is that I didn't think the way they got the trailer to transform into, it doesn't look like how the wings look in the film,
No,
and it doesn't
No.
form the weapons bay
no.
that he has at various points. So they've literally just cut the trailer into rough wing shapes, very rough wing shapes.
It parts forms, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, it must do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. So you've got parts of it form the legs. Because if I remember, he is more poseable than Revenge of the Fallen's combined Prime Jetfire. So that's in his favor. But it. The wing, you can tell that it's this trailer. There's not really.
Yes.
They've not put any real effort into making them look. No, but I'm going to be generous and say they may not have had the actual designs from the film available. But that film design, with not just Hasbro, but multiple third parties have done excellent transforming versions of Jetwing Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
With the underarm miniguns, wings that look like wings with the turbines, and can do the Stargate of weapons. And this feels. You got to wonder, did they just not have the design materials down early enough to get a decent version of it out?
I don't know, but it to be fair to the figure, it does look like the actual Optimus Prime does significantly change as well, not just the wings. Like the arms completely change. He gets little booties as well for his legs. He gets a whole new like cod piece. He fills out a lot more.
Yeah, that's all fair. Yeah. I'll give it that. They do.
I don't think he ever looked like this even when he had the jetpack on. He didn't like become Super God Mode Optimus Prime Jinrai, which is almost kind of what this is. This feels more like, you remember how like Revenge of the Fallen had the Supreme Devastator? This feels like that. Like it's not, well,
yes,
but unlike the Devastator, this isn't meant to be movie accurate. It's just meant to be big dumb thing for kid to play with.
Yeah,
more so than anything else.
And I suppose that's part of what we've got to remember. They were kind of trying to push back a bit against the reception of Revenge of the Fallen Prime and Jetfire, which, as we discussed, are massively complicated. They're massively complicated. They look great in both modes, but they were also absolute pigs to do anything with because of how complex they were and how overly engineered they were. I think as a toy, this is more successful. It's just not perhaps a great representation of this version of the character for this movie, which is a shame because, like you say, the way the base robot is padded out by the extra bits, it actually does a lot to balance out the issues with the base robot. So it just sucks that.
No, you've got it right there.
Yeah,
just end the sentence there. Just sucks. Just sucks. Unless anybody in chat like has really good memories of it, because I will say,
please,
the long nosed truck and the trailer, they look good.
Yeah, they do.
They look pretty successful. Problem with the front nose truck, the long nose truck, it looks like it has something hanging off the back of the cab, like extra piece that's just kind of awkwardly folded up behind it. But apart from that, that looks like a nice truck. The trailer looks pretty good as well.
I mean, this was the first Prime with a trailer we'd had in
ever for the movie stuff.
Yeah.
You'd never had one before, from what I remember.
Well, we hadn't had an Optimus Prime with a trailer since what? Energon? That wasn't a redeck of an earlier toy?
I guess if you want to be really generous, you could say that Cybertron / Galaxy Force Prime had a trailer, but it wasn't really a trailer. That's why I say you have to be generous. So yeah. Otherwise, probably because Animated didn't have a trailer.
So this was best part of a decade since they'd done a Prime.
With any sort of trailer.
So this was really the first Prime that gave really the silhouette you expected of Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Even though Prime hadn't had a trailer in the previous two films.
And it is very much a G1 trailer, which again, I'm 90% sure that that's not what the trailer looked like in the opening movie that turned into The Ring, right?
Yeah, I don't think it looked like that, no.
I'm pretty sure it was a trailer. It was a box trailer, but I don't think it had the big line. Granted, there's no sticker on the big line to, make it blue. But there's an Autobot insignia in there, so it's close enough to G1. I'm 90% sure that's not how it looked. And if you wanted to be really anal and thingy about it, you could say that this is the G2 trailer, and the bit on the front of it is the sound box.
Yeah.
I'd accept that.
I mean, I will say one nice thing is that I don't think this Prime had a lot of electronics internally. Instead, they were all in his gun.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. Yeah, look at that gun.
Yeah.
What is that gun?
Yeah.
Does it have Optimus Prime's head in the gun? Does it have two?
It does look a little like that, doesn't it? I think it's supposed to be like a gunnery mask that flips over his face.
Is that what it is?
I think so? Question mark.
Yeah, because it does say parts and it does say gun, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, is it though? Is it really a gun?
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, this does kind of lend a bit more weight to the idea that this was possibly early concept art they developed out that filmmakers went a different direction with, because
yeah. If you were running from a serial killer and you had a table in front of you to quickly pick up a weapon, and you had a choice between this and a banana, what do you think would be better? I think I'd choose the banana, because at least I know what it is.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Although I don't know what this is.
I think this thing was actually quite heavy in its own right, so you could probably do a fair bit of damage to someone. But you wouldn't have the hilarity of being able to throw the banana skin at someone and seeing them slip on it.
True. Remember, when you have the choice between a certain death and the safe path, always choose a certain death path.
Especially if it has an element of comedy to it.
Exactly. And that's it for this week's episode of talking about the Dark of the Moon toys. We've got more coming up next time. But Big D, you said you had a Transformer to talk about, not the Monster Hunters. What's it called?
Leolus
Prime.
Leolus.
The Rathian. Or the Rathalos.
Yeah, the initial one, the orange one. There's not the white one that's still to come. Yeah. I imagine if I was into Monster Hunter, this might be a more exciting figure for me. It's fine. It's another retool of Kingdom Air Razor.
Oh God, it's that mold again.
Yeah.
Oh
so
God.
A little small for a Prime.
Yeah.
In fairness, but a lot more retooled than you'd expect. So the head sculpt, I do dig how it's got the impression of you from having goggles, sort of aviator goggles above their forehead. There's some lovely detail. The actual paintwork to get for the beast mode is really nice. My biggest gripe is the fact that the way the transformation works, basically, the beast mode wings effectively have to wrap around the lower torso to become like those half skirts that a lot of the clone troopers have in Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
the Kama, I think they call it. I think that's what they're going for effect wise, which is fair dues. Sword's a little on the small side, but is fine, and the shield is funky. I probably wouldn't recommend paying full whack for it, because it's like, I got it from Hobby
expensive, right?
36 quid off Hobby Link.
Oof. So it's Voyager price, effectively.
Plus for postage.
Yeah.
So, if you're a fan of Monster Hunter, I think this will probably be your jam. Like I say, the beast mode is actually quite nice. It looks it's nicely decoed. I think that's probably more of a selling point than the alt mode, but it is fun to have another Prime to add to my collection of beast mode bestial council of primes. So it's got that going for it. But yeah, interesting. If you see it on discount, or you like Monster Hunter, give it a go. There's a white deco version of it coming out in a month or two's time.
Oh yeah, that one's crap though. That looks so lame.
Yeah. This one, the actual colors they've used for this ruddy orange is quite nice, fading into almost a Wraithbone style tan.
Mm.
And the black they've used for the detailing, again, really nice. It's actually a really nicely done deco, so no fault there. But on all the different elements, there's a lot of retooling, which is nice. So yeah, if you're into Monster Hunter, this probably be worth your time. So
yeah. Okay, that's
if
your
you're
review
not,
of it.
Not as much. Yeah.
Now, so have you got Studio Series Bone Crusher, Big D?
Not yet. I have him in. I've paid for him in my HobbyLink Japan basket, so in my account there. So they're waiting to ship at some point.
He is shockingly bad, I would say.
Yeah.
I think he's really bad. He should not be you shouldn't pay full price for him, unfortunately.
That's the 86 Devastator one, right?
Yep, that's the new one. Yeah, I think it's incredibly poorly designed, specifically around the entire torso. How that comes together is pretty ugly. Like when you look at it from the side, he's got like. So if you look at it directly from the side, he's got a square, which is the top of him, a square, which is the center of him, and then a rectangle, which is his waist. So the square in the center also has, it's slightly offset from the square above it. And there's a gap. A back panel goes up behind it to the top because it's part of the same piece. So there's this small gap between the cube at the top and the cube in the middle. And none of it really connects together desperately well. It just doesn't feel like it connects together well. And you've got so many gaps all over the figure as well.
Oh, that's a shame.
He's so fat. Like, Longhaul's meant to be the fat one, and this guy just feels, like, comically large in kind of proportions, which you can see from, like, actual videos as well. I wouldn't...
He's a deluxe class, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like he's very compromised in a lot of ways. He's got, like, the... What do you call it? The arm part, the forearm part, that just hangs off his back. I'd rather that wasn't connected. The way that the shovel connects to the middle square is a very thin, very small tab, and it never quite feels, in my eyes, that it really connects in a really satisfying way, like with one tiny tab. I just think it's not very good. Unfortunately, he's very unpleasant to play with. He's also got like his knee joints kind of click into place like that. I don't know if you heard that or not. But it means when you they're quite tight, so when you unclip them, you're like, are these knees getting damaged? He does have some quite good QC in terms of like he's not wiggly or anything like that.
That's something at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the he would have a double elbow joint, but the double elbow joint is used specifically for the transformation. So you only get a 90-degree ball joint elbow bend.
Okay, that just sounds real weird.
It is. So imagine you could bend like your arm up like you do a bicep curl now. Imagine you could do that, but the wrong way. That's how he does like his double arm joint.
Ouch.
He does it the wrong way specifically for the transformation. When I put him into his digger mode, excavator mode, what mode would you say he has? Whatever it is. Bulldozer, thank you. Parts don't feel like they completely go together as well as he'd like them to. In some parts, it's hard to describe whereabouts it is, but there's just a few parts where you're like, there's gaps here which I feel like should close up a little bit more. I just don't like him. I don't think I've heard anybody say he's a good figure. I think I hear people being like, "Oh, he's okay. He's not that bad," and it's like, yeah, well, he is. For 25, remember he's £25, so I think he is that bad, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think he's one. So I'm just looking at shows you, because I think he's one who's got. But yeah, the upgrade kit basically gives him entirely new forearms.
Yeah. And it removes the joint to give him to allow him to have a waist joint, which is pretty good. But you do have to remove pins, which makes it a little bit rougher to do. To be fair, that would help. That would help the look of the figure. He'd still be a little bit on the chunky side, but because like that big hinge joint wouldn't be on the front of his tummy, it would help smoothen him out a bit, and it would give him access to a waist joint as well, which would be really handy.
Yeah. Odd. Very odd.
Scrapper's better. I like Scrapper more, but Scrapper, again, doesn't feel like he is a Voyager. He feels like he's a good deluxe figure, you know? Like, he's very easy to transform. But I'm much happier with him. He feels like a much better toy. I think a lot of these are way too similar to the Combiner Wars figures. You've got the Japanese one, don't you?
I do, yeah, where they've got elbows.
Yeah, so this won't be as much of an upgrade for you in some aspects. In terms of like QC and plastic quality, they're way better than they are.
Yeah.
But in terms of like additional joints and articulation, there's not too much that's different in some weird ways.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame.
It feels like it's like this is much more of a moneymaker for Hasbro. Just because it is so similar. It is an upgrade, but it doesn't feel like a 2.0 upgrade. It feels like a 1.5 upgrade, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and it is a shame because, I mean, I'll be honest, I've always had a soft spot for Constructicons, for Combiner Wars Constructicons. I like my Takara version. I've never got any of the upgrade kits for them. I've always meant to, but never got around to it. But it's still a really nice take on the concept. So I kind of was hoping that these would blow a bit out of the water, and it's they just don't. It's a shame.
I think in some ways they do, because if you like that figure, it's that again, but at a better quality in terms of plastic.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think it's like for the amount of time, it's been what, like 10 years since Combiner Wars, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think this is as big of an upgrade as it should have been. They should have taken more liberties and changed more things about it to, you know, up the quality of these figures. Because again, there's no reason why Bone Crusher is the way he is.
Yeah, that is a real shame that it's left that sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah,
fair, mate.
You'll probably see what I mean when you get the figure in hand. I think you'll probably be a lot happier with it than I am, but it's one of those like, and now I'm invested, and I don't think I'll have to do it, but I don't think Hook and Long Haul are like £87.
Because they're basically two Voyagers, aren't they? They're both Voyager?
Long Haul's definitely a Voyager. I'm not sure about Hook. Hook seems like Scrapper, like he's a Voyager in quotations. Like, is he though? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's an odd one, isn't it?
It's a strange one, that's for sure.
I'll be honest. I do want to have them all in hand. I've got a horrid feeling I'm going to wind up with all 6 hitting me in one go.
I'm probably going to get all of them just on the basis that I've got 2 of them. I don't have the Constructicons in any form, like a full set of them. So I'll probably do it. But I'll be begrudging it as I go, as is my way. And for me, I will say that I bought these 2 together from Japan. And because of like they were much cheaper. Like Bone Crusher was only about like £14 or something, right?
Yeah.
Postage and Scavenger was about 20 something, but the postage made it so I only if I bought them here in the UK, I only saved about £2 or £3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm making a point with all my stuff now where I'm trying to get my money's worth on the shipping. So...
I never know how much you have to do to make it worth that, though.
Okay. The sweet spot, as long as you keep it under 125 for the total of the items you're shipping, you won't get hit for VAT. If you do that, and then you just need to, because the postage doesn't get factored in. So,
right.
Like with HLG, I make sure I try and get the maximum I can out of it.
Usually, I don't want to just like have stuff hanging around as well, you know, in a weird way.
I get that.
It's annoying. It's you're doing it the smart way, technically, but I don't want to almost be like have a gun pointed at my head saying you better get these pre-orders in here or you're fucked. And I like to get them from Ami because I never seem to be able to get them from HLJ.
Yeah,
never getting it.
But it can vary. I mean, what was it? A few month or so back, I got there's a triple pack of suits from Gundam Seed Freedom, the movie.
Oh yeah.
They're the other 3 suits of the main antagonists, and they're all the same suit, just with different colored detailing.
Are they the Grey Knight kind of looking dudes?
The Black Knights, yeah.
Yeah, they look cool. I like those suit designs.
They're very cool.
Yeah.
But if you wanted the full set, you had this triple pack was also a P Bandai set.
Of course it was. Go fuck yourself. That's why.
Because they don't want you to make money off people.
No.
But I was looking for it on Mandarake, and I've never used them before.
Oh, Mandarake, yeah.
No.
Good
but
site.
I had an alert come through.
Generally.
Yeah, I've actually been really impressed now because I got an alert for it, so it was in stock. Price was decent. It was like £45, which for 3 high grades.
That's
fine. Actually real good. Yeah. I put it through. I took a chance on the post. The postage was only another, I think, 15, 20 quid.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about Mandarake. They don't let you know what the postage is going to be. It's almost a bit of a dice roll.
But
it's usually fine.
It arrived within a week.
Yep.
And honestly, I've looked for that set on AliExpress from UK sellers everywhere, and normally you're talking north of 100.
Yeah.
So to get it for about 70 shipped, it's all a case of sometimes you get lucky and things work out in your favor. You can never tell. And you make a good point that sometimes you don't want stuff sitting around. You want to have something in your hands, so you're willing to pay for postage, which can work out against you sometimes, unfortunately.
Definitely.
But it doesn't help that postage keeps going up.
Yeah, definitely. Simon says, be careful with Mandarake. Shipping costs more if you order from different stores. Yes, that's a good point.
Yes, yeah.
Did you know about that? There's multiple stores.
I did. I was paying attention to that when I was looking at some stuff. I was like, oh, so that's from one store, that's from another. Gotcha, okay.
I think the one I used the most was, I think, Nakano. I think that was the one I mainly used.
That may be who I used as well, to be fair.
I think they had the best prices. The Tokyo one, I think it was the Shibuya one, was the worst one in terms of like pricing, and that's because it's in the middle of Shibuya, so it would be the most expensive.
I mean, I've got a couple of items on alerts with them, so there's a couple of mainly plastic kits, upgrades, P Bandai stuff. So there's a couple of variants I've been keeping an eye out for.
What you want to do is you want to go on, this is the cheapest solution, obviously, Big D. What you want to do is you want to go on a holiday to Japan and then just hit up every single Mandarake store. Just go in personally in person and get the stuff. Then you don't need to pay for shipping. Easy.
No. What I want to do is next time Darren takes a holiday to Japan, I give him a shopping list.
Yes, that's a good point. To be fair, I tried to do that with my friend who went to Japan and he bought me the wrong thing. I was like, could you buy me the, what was it, it was the Sentai at the time, Zoojum. It was the Cube Sentai show. And I was like, can you pick me up the candy toy versions of them? Because I was like, well, the candy toys would be nice and cheap and they're nice and posable and stuff like that. He bought me the actual ones and I was like, fuck, I don't want these ones. They can't pose. They're just giant cubes that kind of plug together awkwardly. Fuck.
Nope.
And I couldn't be like, well, I'm not going to pay for that because that's not what I wanted, because these were the things he picked up for me to buy. So I was really fucked at that point. I was like, shit. I think what I'm going to do with my future Constructor concert, if I'm lucky, I might be able to get in on In Demand, and hopefully, I think they're going to be restocking, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they'll restock this Commander.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm snookered because Smiths don't stock Commanders at all. Because why would they?
I mean, Smiths are so weird for their stocking because sometimes Well,
Consider
they'll
a
tell you
child. Consider a
they'll-
child who will go into Smith's and be like, "I like the Constructicons. I'll have these two." And then he'll go, "Mummy, wear a hook and long haul." And they're like, "I don't fucking know." And Smith's like, "Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't sell it." So they'll sell 4 Constructicons effectively, but not all 6.
But they did various Commanders of Prime they've done the last years, and did they not have Magmatron?
No,
Briefly?
I don't remember. I don't remember Smith's really doing much of the Commanders, to be honest.
Honestly, Smiths, the way they, I mean, I went into our local Smiths this week just gone because my niece and nephew were down, so we took them across for a day before they went back so they could spend some pennies.
Yeah.
And trust me, when you go around Smiths with an 8 and a 10-year-old, they're mercenary, dude. Yeah. Me and my nephew were there trying to work out what he had and did he have enough to cover everything, and kind of working out which one did he want most. And yeah, it was great. But my local Smiths, Transformers wise, Deluxes, they had I think, was it Widowmaker, the new one series?
Oh yeah.
But then it was Alchemist Prime and Solus Prime. That was all they had for Deluxes. And they had lots of them. And then leaders, they had Onyx, Armada Galvatron, G2 Grimlock, and some movie stuff further up. It was, and then a few, I think they had Voyager Ramjet.
Oh yeah, it does say that they have at the moment Silverbolt, but I don't see they don't have Star Convoy.
Well, I mean, Star Convoy is technically a Titan, so I'd struggle to see them carrying.
Oh, I'm a lying whore. They do have hook and long haul in. At least they're coming. They're expected for the 3rd to the 10th of September. I'm a lying whore. I apologize. I'm sorry, Smiths. I took a shit in your mouth. I will dig my shit out of your mouth and apologize to you. That's my bad.
For today.
For today, yes, that's yes. For today, they also have the other 2, but it just says expected to be this year. So they'll be coming, I guess, before Christmas. Same for Venin, who's apparently Venom.
That name makes me chuckle every time I see it.
Is that actually? Is he called Venin? He is called.
Venin.
I didn't know his name was that.
I thought it was Venim, not Venin.
Venin, Venin, Venin.
That's funny.
What a weird name. Not Venom though. Don't worry about it.
I do want that flatline though, because that's a really nice paint. That's a really nice deco scheme.
You can wait for sale on that, guaranteed. That's not going to sell. Not super hard. That's going to be floating around for a while, I would imagine. Yeah.
I think the market for flatline is pretty much me, to be honest.
There'll be a few others, just not many more. What confuses me is Slingshot is £20. Air Raid is full price. They're in the same wave.
That is kind of funny.
Is it because Slingshot has a silly orange face? Is that why he's less?
I mean, Skydow's got a silly orange face, but he's not out yet, so...
Well, yeah, you can't judge it based on that just yet. Not just yet.
I mean...
It's weird.
I mean, Slingshot... I mean, I actually don't mind Slingshot's orange face, because it's...
Lots of people don't like Slingshot. I like Slingshot because I had him as a kid, but I hear a lot of people shitting on Slingshot. They say his head design is like a sandwich with marmalade in the middle. They don't say marmalade because they're Americans, but you know.
I mean, it's based on the animation model, guys. That's how he looked.
Yeah, people don't like that head design. Oh, that's why I've heard some people say. Not everyone, obviously, but some people.
Someone needs to make up their mind and tell Hasbro this, because Hasbro got in their head that everyone wants G1 or nothing.
No, they do. It's just they think it's a bad design.
Well, blame Hasbro from the 80s then.
Oh, they do. They do. Just because they think a thing's silly doesn't mean they don't want it in that style. Because it'd be weird to have that style and have one dude who didn't look right.
I mean, Slingshot's actually quite nice in hand.
I think they'll look fine, you know. For a head design, it's exactly what it should be. So I don't mind.
Hell, just the fact that all the aerobots come with 2 guns. I cannot stress how much I like that small thing. Just because it means that you're not stuck. You're not stuck with one.
It's so stupid that the Combiner Wars ones only had the one fucking gun.
But it means you're not stuck with them just having one gun under a wing.
Exactly.
They can have, which has been the problem right back to G1 for them, because none of them have had twin guns ever.
No. Too much money, bro.
Yeah, and they're not great guns, but they are guns. And I'm happy to have that much.
Yeah. You fight them. Well, you fight them on it.
That might be a bit strong. I will say, I've also got Age of the Prime's Vortex, who's quite nice, actually.
Yeah, I'd like to pick up Vortex as well once he drops to like 20 or something, which I'm hoping he will at some point.
Yeah, he's got an odd thing with how because his arms basically come out of his the tail assembly, pretty much. So that hangs off his forearms.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
It's not bad, to be fair. It's a bit annoying,
but yeah.
The thing I most like though is that because he has 5mm ports in his forearms, that means when they do, because I imagine Blades is just going to be a retool of Vortex.
Yeah, probably. That makes sense.
So I can't see, but that means that we'll finally have a Blades who can do the gimmick that's been on his bio for 40 odd years, that he uses his rotor blade to slash up Decepticons.
Unless they do something deliberately to make him not be able to do that. Which would also be kind of funny.
It would be, and is very on brand for Hasbro, to be fair.
Exactly.
But no, Vortex is quite nice in hand. I do recommend. Ignoring the Combaticonness of wanting to have Combiner, he's actually quite a decent figure in his own right.
XL Hedge says, give us the Alpha Bravo repaint of Vortex. You should have added you cowards. That's what I would have said.
I would be down for that, because I had a bit of a soft spot for Alpha Bravo.
A lot of people have a soft spot for Alpha Bravo, it seems.
And in fairness, off-road as well in the Stunticons. I just love the idea of these random goobers who get added to the different teams when a member's been KO'd.
Combiner Wars was such a weird thing for that. For some reason, just taking out a random member and just slotting in like a who the fuck are you? And everyone's like, what is this? What are you doing?
Who are you? Why are you not this guy?
Yeah.
And then that guy becomes really hard to get hold of. And Slingshot and Dead End, you were such a pains to get hold of.
They were. But that'll do us for this week, Big D. Where can people find you on the internet?
Oh, I am all over the shop as David Kelly, either with this charming picture because of Mr. Gruff, or a picture of Cup. Occasionally I have a picture of my exceptionally long beard on display instead. I am now seemingly trying to do my bit to get cast as Gandalf in the Hunt for the Hobbit movies, in the Hunt for Gollum. But
next time when you go to a convention, you definitely should dress up as a wizard. To be fair, that depending on the time of year, you might be quite comfortable.
That's true.
Long robes, big hat, should be fine.
Well, no, because my preferred hat is a Stetson, so either sort of wizard who goes, I cast shotgun.
No, you need a proper wizard hat, big and pointy.
Yeah, last time I went to a con, I got people thinking I was cosplaying just because I had my arms bandaged up. They thought I was cosplaying. They thought in my regular street clothes I was cosplaying for Walking Dead.
Oh.
No, I just happened to fall and damage my arms.
You should have said, no, I just believe in violence.
Which was funny.
Just live a violent life in it, lads.
Yeah. I'm a contributor to the Fluff and Hammer. I'm a regular on Mr. Gruff's Deeper Dives. and along with Mr. White, we do Fluff and Busters, where we find a film and ramble over it. Last one we did was Massive Universe, which was great fun, to be fair. And next up, we have Aliens, the director's cut,
Woo!
which should be a timely piece to look into. Those were still, we've got a bit of a backlog building up for those, but once we get around to getting them out, it'll be quite a nice run, I think, for folks to listen to as an alternative commentary. So, yeah, but that's me.
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Andy, Decade Andy. It's just Decade Andy. It's not Andy Decade Andy, just Decade Andy. I stream at the moment. I was streaming Shinobi Art of Vengeance at the moment, which is pretty fun. Very pretty game.
I was going to say, I've seen videos about running it, and it looks great.
It's incredibly pretty. Sometimes I've noticed while the action's going on, I lose track of my character. Because there's almost too much happening on screen with like effects and stuff. So I've been like, where am I? What the fuck's happening? But it's pretty good so far.
Cool.
So I'm streaming that. We're doing the Moonbase 2. That's what we're doing now. You can find us on the Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, Twitch, iTunes, Facebook as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast, or on the ccbunker.weebly.com. And if you just type in Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast, you'll probably find us. If you want to join us live on a Sunday, you can join the YouTube or the Twitch, like the people here today. Thank you very much, everybody who's joined us. We stream at 9:30 in the evening UK time, as I said, on a Sunday, not Monday, Sunday. We'll be back next week with maybe news, depending on how the news rolls. The news rolls next week. That's speaking. Otherwise, Big D will be back for the conclusion of Dark of the Moon. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. There might be nothing. There might be something. There'll be us,
I just want to gush over Skyhammer because he's great.
Skyhammer? In the next episode. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the original Skyhammer, and I was like, but that's Gold Plastic Syndrome. He's got a cool design, but he just turns to dust, unfortunately. Until next week, everybody. Thank you, Big D, once again for coming here.
No problem. As ever, a pleasure.
And we'll see you next time, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.